Josh Duggar's prison privileges have been revoked after serious misconduct landed him an extra 82 days behind bars. His removal from the luxury dorms signals a deeper unraveling in his path to redemption. Josh Duggar's time behind bars has taken a dramatic and damning turn, underscoring both the gravity of his misconduct and the apparent failure of any effort at rehabilitation. According to multiple internal sources with direct knowledge of the matter, Duggar has been disciplined for a serious behavioral infraction that not only extended his sentence by 82 days, but also resulted in his removal from the relatively more comfortable living quarters, often referred to as the luxury dorms, within the federal correctional system. This development, though not yet widely reported in official channels, paints a troubling picture of Duggar's continued disregard for rules, structure, and the opportunity for reform. While many incarcerated individuals strive to demonstrate good behavior in hopes of early release or improved living conditions, Duggar's latest violation has effectively undone any goodwill he might have built since his incarceration. The decision to strip him of his privileges and reassign him to a more restrictive unit is not made lightly in federal facilities. These actions suggest that prison authorities concluded his behavior represented a sustained pattern of defiance or serious misjudgment, rather than an isolated lapse. The consequences reflect a disciplinary process that weighed both the nature and context of the violation, and determined that harsher penalties were warranted. Insiders describe the removed luxury dorms as a part of the facility designed to house inmates who meet the criteria for lower risk and higher compliance. These dorms, while not resembling a resort by any means, typically offer better communal environments, more freedom of movement, access to programming, and occasionally even additional visitation privileges. Removal from such quarters indicates a significant fall from favor. Duggar's demotion within the system isn't just punitive, it's symbolic. It demonstrates a complete loss of the institutional trust required to live among inmates who have earned a reputation for rule-abiding behavior. This change in status comes at a crucial juncture in Duggar's incarceration. Having already been convicted of serious federal crimes, the opportunity to demonstrate a trajectory of personal growth and contrition could have had long-term implications, including eligibility for earlier supervised release or the ability to participate in specific rehabilitative programs. Now those options may be off the table. Worse still, this breach may prompt authorities to consider transferring him to a higher security facility, a move that would be both logistically and reputationally damaging. Correctional institutions operate on a tiered system where behavior is tracked meticulously, and privileges are earned, not given. Duggar's reassignment is more than an administrative adjustment. It's a significant step down in status that will affect every aspect of his daily life. From reduced recreational opportunities to fewer visitations and stricter monitoring, the downgrade represents a stark contrast to the relative comfort he previously enjoyed. Moreover, the extended sentence adds nearly 3 additional months to his incarceration, a time frame that may feel disproportionately severe, but in context, reflects a broader institutional response to patterns of misbehavior. What's especially concerning is what this says about Duggar's state of mind. For someone already in the public eye due to deeply serious charges, any further misconduct should prompt serious reflection. Yet this episode appears to reveal the opposite. Rather than showing signs of genuine reform, Duggar seems trapped in a cycle of entitlement and rule-breaking. This isn't just disappointing. It reinforces fears expressed by critics and some members of the public that Duggar has not internalized the severity of his crimes or the responsibility to change. From a broader perspective, this development is also a reminder of how the federal prison system handles high-profile inmates. Though public perception often leans on the idea that celebrities or public figures receive preferential treatment, the reality is that such figures are often held to an even stricter standard. Missteps are magnified. In Duggar's case, his fame, infamy rather, means that his behavior reflects not only on himself, but on the administration overseeing his custody. Prison officials are under intense scrutiny when managing high-profile inmates, especially those convicted of sensitive offenses. The institution's swift disciplinary action may reflect a need to maintain the integrity of the correctional system and prevent accusations of favoritism or leniency. It's also worth noting the social ramifications this could have for Duggar's remaining support base. Family, former allies, and anyone publicly advocating for his rehabilitation will now be forced to reconsider their stance. The optics are dire. For those who hoped Duggar's time in prison would mark a period of humility and accountability, this latest development is deeply disheartening. It doesn't just extend his punishment, it shifts the narrative from a man seeking redemption to one who cannot seem to follow even the most basic institutional rules. Observers with experience in federal corrections suggest that this could be a turning point in how Duggar is handled moving forward. If his pattern of behavior continues, he may not just lose privileges, but also become ineligible for the kinds of programs designed to aid reintegration. Inmates with repeated disciplinary records often lose access to work release programs, educational tracks, and even certain forms of family contact. A potential transfer to a higher security facility would solidify his status as a problematic inmate, further isolating him and placing him under stricter controls. Meanwhile, public reaction has begun to swell across digital forums, podcasts, and advocacy groups. Many are expressing frustration, some even anger, that Duggar continues to violate norms despite the immense opportunity he had to reflect and reform. His case was already emblematic of deeper issues: abuse of power, religious hypocrisy, and the failure of accountability in certain closed communities. This latest incident only fuels the argument that Duggar remains unchanged and perhaps unchangeable. The narrative is no longer about potential rehabilitation. It's rapidly becoming a story of chronic defiance. Even from within the prison system, sources indicate that Duggar's conduct may have alienated not just guards but fellow inmates. In tightly controlled environments, respect is often earned through consistency and adherence to shared norms, even among the incarcerated. By jeopardizing the limited autonomy provided in lower security units, Duggar may have also disrupted relationships and routines that could have otherwise supported his time inside. In such settings, being perceived as reckless or untrustworthy can have far-reaching consequences, socially and structurally. Ultimately, the incident serves as a sobering reminder that incarceration is not simply about time served, but about behavior, compliance, and responsibility. Josh Duggar's latest disciplinary infraction and the consequences it has triggered offer a harsh insight into the reality of prison life and the cost of ignoring its rules. The loss of privileges, the extended sentence, and the possibility of a security status change are not minor adjustments. They represent a clear and public declaration from the system. Rehabilitation is conditional, and for Duggar, that condition appears to have been broken. The road ahead for him is now more uncertain than ever. His actions have not only extended his physical confinement, but also diminished whatever thin credibility he may have had left in public discourse. Whether or not he manages to regain even a modicum of respect or dignity will depend not on public relations efforts or family statements, but on his willingness or ability to take responsibility for his choices, both past and present. For now, that willingness seems sorely lacking. Thanks for watching.